Hey, kids! Are you ready for another exciting adventure? Well, then let's go. Long, long ago in a quiet village, hidden between green hills and whispering forests, there lived a little boy named Arin. Now, Arin was no ordinary boy. He was gentle, curious, and always filled with wonder. With a mop of unruly brown hair, eyes as blue as summer skies, and a smile that could light up the gloomiest of days, Arin was loved by everyone in the village. But what made him truly special was his best friend, a fluffy gray cat with bright golden eyes named Miko. Their bond was unbreakable. They shared everything together. Meals, laughter, even secrets whispered in the quiet of the night. Their home was a small wooden house at the edge of the village, with a warm fireplace and a little garden filled with flowers. To the villagers, it was just a simple house. But to Arin and Miko, it was a castle of dreams where adventures began every single day. Now, one sunny afternoon, as Arin sat by their window, watching the butterflies dance in the garden below, Miko suddenly perked up, leaping gracefully onto the windowsill beside him. His golden eyes stared intently into the forest beyond the hills. Arin, curious about his friend's sudden interest, followed his gaze. He had always been told to stay away from the woods. For generations, the villagers believed the forest was filled with old mysteries and forgotten tales, best left undisturbed. But Miko was already weaving his way through the undergrowth, tail held high as if beckoning Arin to follow. And our adventurous hero couldn't resist. "Where are you going, Miko?" Arin called out, scrambling to his feet and rushing after the cat. But Miko didn't answer. He just kept leaping over logs and darting between the trees, inviting Arin to keep up with excited meows. And so, with a heart full of curiosity and a touch of apprehension, Arin followed his furry friend deeper and deeper into the woods. As they ventured further, the towering trees formed a leafy canopy overhead, creating a tunnel of dappled sunlight and shadows. The air grew cooler, carrying the scent of pine and damp earth. Suddenly, Miko stopped, his ears twitching, as if listening to a sound only he could hear. Arin, catching up to him, looked around. That's when he noticed something peculiar. Nestled amongst the roots of an ancient oak tree was a small stone door, half buried in moss and covered in creeping vines. It was intricately carved with images of animals and symbols that seemed to shift and change as the light filtered through the leaves. Miko nudged the door with his head, letting out a soft meow that echoed in the stillness. Arin, intrigued and a little nervous, reached out and pushed it open. To his astonishment, the door swung inward, revealing a staircase that spiraled down into darkness. "Do you think this is a secret place, Miko?" Arin whispered, his voice trembling slightly. The cat purred in response, rubbing against his leg as if reassuring him. Then, taking a deep breath to steady himself, Arin descended the stairs, each step echoing in the oppressive silence. At the bottom, they found themselves in a natural grotto. Stalactites hung from the ceiling like jagged teeth, and a crystal-clear stream flowed through the center, reflecting the rays of sunlight that managed to penetrate the dense foliage above. In the distance, Arin could make out a faint glow, beckoning him forward. As he moved closer, he saw that the light emanated from a small opening in the back of the grotto. And when he stepped through, his eyes widened in amazement. Before him lay a sight so enchanting, so utterly magical, that he couldn't help but gasp aloud. The space beyond the opening was circular, much like a giant eye gazing up at the heavens. Its roof was formed by a cluster of enormous crystals that hummed with otherworldly energy, casting dancing shards of light across the floor and walls. In the center of the room stood a magnificent tree, its branches laden with glowing fruits that shimmered in a myriad of colors. The most striking feature, however, was a single crystal hanging from its lowest branch. It pulsed with a soft, inviting light, as though beckoning Arin closer. As he approached, mesmerized by its beauty, Miko brushed against his legs, purring loudly and nudging him with his head. Arin looked down at his furry companion, a sudden surge of gratitude washing over him. He realized that, without Miko's guidance, he would have never discovered this hidden wonder nestled deep within the forest. As the crystal caught the light, its surface began to shimmer and swirl, transforming into a portal of swirling stardust and celestial light. With a gentle hum, it beckoned to Arin, promising untold wonders and adventures beyond. Miko, sensing Arin's hesitation, rubbed against his leg, letting out a soft meow that seemed to echo with encouragement. Taking a deep breath to calm his racing heart, Arin reached out and stepped through the portal. Now, once through the portal, Arin found himself in a realm that defied the laws of nature as he knew them. Lush, vibrant vegetation stretched as far as the eye could see, dotted with sparkling waterfalls and crystal lakes. Towering mountains pierced the sky, their peaks wreathed in clouds. Strange yet beautiful creatures flitted through the air, and the very trees seemed to hum with an otherworldly energy. Suddenly, a majestic white stag emerged from the trees, its antlers crowned with shimmering orbs of light. As it approached, Arin could feel the ancient wisdom emanating from the creature, and he knew instinctively that this was no ordinary stag. This was the guardian of the crystal forest, a being of pure magic and power. With a gentle grace, the stag lowered its head, allowing Arin to climb onto its back. Miko, agile and fearless, leaped onto the stag's antlers, curling up comfortably as if at home. Then, with a powerful leap, the stag launched into the air, soaring effortlessly above the treetops. As they ascended, the crystal forest spread out beneath them like a tapestry woven with moonlight and stardust. Arin clung tightly to the stag's back, his heart pounding with a mixture of fear and excitement. But the stag seemed to sense his unease, for it slowed its ascent, allowing him to steady himself. Looking back, Arin could see that the portal had vanished, leaving him with no way back to his own world. A wave of panic threatened to consume him, but he pushed it aside, determined to remain calm. They landed softly on a moss-covered stone platform. Before them stood a magnificent crystal palace, its spires reaching towards the heavens. Tiny winged creatures, like miniature fairies, fluttered around the palace, their laughter echoing through the forest. The stag turned its head, its eyes glowing with an otherworldly light. In a voice that resonated with ancient power, it spoke. "Welcome, Arin, to the Crystal Forest. You have been chosen to help restore the balance here. Will you accept this quest?" Overwhelmed by the responsibility placed upon him, Arin hesitated. He was just a simple boy from a quiet village, not a hero. Yet looking into the stag's wise eyes, he knew he couldn't refuse. Steeling himself, he nodded slowly. "I will do whatever I can to help." A wide smile spread across the stag's face, and it dipped its head in acknowledgement. Guiding Arin and Miko, the stag led them through the crystal forest toward the majestic palace, its presence radiating strength and wisdom, promising to protect them on their journey. As they approached, the winged creatures fluttered around them, their joyous laughter echoing through the enchanted woods. Ahead, the crystal palace awaited, holding the promise of adventure, magic, and the chance to restore balance to a world in need. And so began Arin's extraordinary adventure in the Crystal Forest. That's all for today. Kids, thank you so much for joining Arin and Miko on their magical adventure. Remember, every story has a little magic in it if you know where to look. Until next time, keep your hearts open to the wonders all around you.